Yeah, good morning, Ritika. Hello,
Good
can you
morning,
hear?
sir.
What is going on? तुम्हारा workshop में what is going on?
Nothing is started as yet.
No, workshop Jorapur sir has sent some message. No, what is he going
Ha,
to? Any
we have
practices?
we
You
have
said?
joined the classroom. We have joined the classroom, but not further any instructions are not given.
Mhm. But who is going to conduct it? That workshop?
No, not
Any idea?
no no
What is going to be conducted in classroom? That also no idea.
no. Only sir has given us the class code to
Code.
join the classroom. Yes.
Okay. Uh, some colleges they don't have CNC machines. You can see the screen, no, Ritika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Some colleges, no, uh, colleges who doesn't have CNC machines, so they have simulator. So in simulator is nothing but you can you can see you can do CNC practicals virtually. That is what is called the CNC simulator. Means it's a computer uh, in which that simulation software is there for that particular machine. So in that CNC simulator, you can draw, uh, you can sketch, you can do the drawings, and you can do the CNC programming like this, and you can see the toolpath. You can see the toolpath also. So that is what is called as the CNC simulator. It's a hypothetical. It's a virtual, hmm, virtual offline. Means instead of doing it on the machines directly on the machine, you are doing it on the computer. That is, you are simulating on the computer. That is, you are checking or you are doing programming and you are checking your machining on the computer. Even for the beginners also, that is those who want to learn CNC programming and operations, for them also first we teach them on the computer using simulator, CNC simulator, and once they are familiar, once they know codes, programming techniques, then only they are taken on the machines and they are allowed to do uh, machining and programming on the machines. Directly we don't allow students to work on the machine because the machines are expensive, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs. uh, that is the cost of the machines, and if anything goes wrong with the machine, that is if it bangs, etc., hmm, then repair cost is also high. So that is what is CNC simulator means. Okay, I don't know. The attendance is getting thinner and thinner. Maybe I think students are in Diwali mood, or they have difficulty in waking up because of winter. So I was talking about simulation. So this is one CNC turning simulator. So here you can, in the simulator, you can type your codes. So this is how it will look like. Uh, so in the CNC simulator, it will exactly look like your control as if you are doing it on the machine. But there won't be any actual machining. So most of the codes you are familiar. What I am showing is just a CNC simulator, which is available for 1.5 lakhs. And most of the colleges, instead of investing on CNC machines, in CNC machine, they prefer to take a CNC simulator. So this is what I am showing, CNC simulator. So here you can see toolpath simulation. Now this is your OD turning cycle. This, so whatever you can see, this red color car, that is the OD rough cutting cycle. OD rough cutting. This red color is nothing but the movements of the tool movements. These are the tool movements. So this is your OD rough cutting cycle, and that is called by cycle 95. So G95. So I have been telling most of the codes, only some codes are common. Most of the codes differ. So like here now this cycle 95. I told you that G95 is for the millimeter per revolution, and cycle 95, like suppose you have to write like this, cycle 97. You don't have to write G97 or G95. So here if you are writing cycle 95, it is nothing but OD rough cutting cycle. What happens? What is the use of this cycle 95? Because see, now this kind of material, if the quantity is less, maybe 2 or 3 pieces, then nobody is going for forge components, or nobody is going for casting. So you have to turn it from round bar. We need to turn it from the round bar se turn karna hai. So round. That means you will have to write, if you don't use this cycle, rough cutting cycle, then you will have to write, every step, each and every diameter, this diameter, then this diameter, this diameter, this diameter. So your programming time increases as well as your programming length also increases. So instead of that, you have rough cutting cycle. So in rough cutting cycle, you just write the finish contour, and you have to say, how many cuts means what is the depth of the cut you want per cut. That's all. So whatever can be written in say 50 lines, that can be written in your 2 or 3 lines. That is the beauty of rough cutting cycle. Similarly, you have growing cycle. See, this is cycle 93. Remember how to call this cycle. What is the call statement for this cycle is cycle 97 or cycle 93 or cycle 95, like that it is. It is not G95 or it is not G97. You- Like your G81, G82, that was your drilling cycle. So here also you have OD rough cutting cycle, that is called by cycle 95. Then OD grooving cycle, like grooving also you can have it on outside diameter, you can have it on face, you can have it on ID also, on inside diameter also. So this is your grooving, OD grooving cycle. Hmm? OD grooving cycle. So this is groove. Remember, this is groove. This is your workpiece. This is your workpiece. So whenever the programming length increases, whenever more number of cuts has to be taken, so that time you go for the various cycles. Then another is your threading cycle. See, initially the workpiece is like this straight, and then you cannot finish this threading. Threading operation you cannot finish in one cut or in two cuts. You have to take number of cuts. Normally for one particular threading it takes around 7-8 cuts. You, and plus three more idle cuts, that is finishing cuts. So usually it takes around 9 to 10 cuts. So if you want to write those 10 cuts, then again your programming time increases. So for that you need to use threading cycle. So cycle 97 is threading. Again, this cycle 97 or cycle 95 or cycle 93, this code it varies, from control to control. Like here in cycle 95 in Siemens, it is OD rough cutting. Cycle 93 is growing, but in Fanuc it is different. It is pocket milling. So, but it is easy once you are familiar with the one particular control, then it is easy to learn other controls. It's not that difficult. It's like once you learn one vehicle, one car, then it is easy to learn other car. It's like that. So this is what is simulation is. So you can see the tool paths, like this. So these are the what you are seeing is the tool movements. What is tool movement? Unfortunately, our in the college we have two machines. So once the college starts and if you get time, then definitely I can show you this actual live practicals on the machines. See, this is a profile of the workpiece. This is a profile of the workpiece, and these are the cuts, number of cuts, because it is actually a solid round workpiece from which it is going to be turned. Hmm. So this is actually a OD turning cycle. This is not a facing cycle. Facing cycle means on the face. So this is wrong actually. This facing cycle is wrong. It is OD rough cutting cycle. Then this is finish cut. See, finish cut can be seen uh, by one dark line. Same thing. This is final simulation. Final simulation. Same thing. It is. So this is what I wanted to show. That is, sometimes the exams are also, or like many times, the exams are conducted on the CNC simulator instead of conducting on the machines, because it is risky, because the students by mistake, if the accident happens, uh, then it is dangerous for the student as well as for the machine also. Machine also get damaged, and students also may get injured. So this is a safe way of learning as well as conducting the exam also. It is not costly, only that you are not actual performing on the machine. Even sometimes now the driving training also, initially they over 1 or 2 days they give training on the simulators. All right, so that was about camp practical, what we'll be doing in the college. Now we'll continue our programming example. So yesterday we discussed this, and I explained you three ways of machining this. That is, one by using command like A, that is A for angle, then R for radius, and then C for chamfer. Then another uh, method was that you get these coordinates and use G01, G02. uh, and then third method, I told you that you have to use G41 and G42, because um, even though it is turning tool, the turning tools, uh, don't be under impression that it doesn't have diameter. Uh, every turning tool will have nose radius, because you cannot have sharp point. So sharp point will not exist. Moment it touches, it will break. So every turning tool will have a nose radius, and nose radius can vary from 0.4 millimeter to 2 millimeter. Okay, and then consider the radius like this now, at the tip. So the cutting point will go on changing. If you are doing taper, the cutting point will be different. If you are doing OD turning, the cutting point will be different. If you are doing taper turning, cutting point will be different. So in order to take this into consideration, you need to use G41 and G42. That is tool nose radius compensation. Now just have a look on this component. Again, a very simple component. So raw material size is 4 inch. 4 inch will be around 25.4 into 4. So around 101.6. That will be the raw material diameter, 101.6. And in that you have to do turning of dia 50. Again here one small mistake. There should be a symbol of dia 50. Here it is dia 80, and here it is dia 100. The total length is 100, and the steps lengths are 40, 20, and 40 again. So 40. So if you assume, So if this is the Z0 on the face, Z minus 40, this becomes Z minus 60, and this becomes Z minus 100. Now let's understand this program, very simple program. As I told that first thing is that you have to fix up the program 0 point. In case of CNC lathe, the program 0 point that is X0 is always on the center line and Z0 is always on the face. So your program 0 point is here. So let us understand this program. Again, the first block will be you cancel all the offsets. You cancel all the previous offsets. So that will be G40, that is tool nose radius compensation cancel. Then G80, that is can cycle cancellation. Then G90, that is absolute coordinate system selection. G71, that is selection of metric data input. So like that, and you can have multiple G codes. So the first, as a safe programming, your first block will be cancellation of all the offsets, whatever are there in the previous program which is run. So you can write G9, G80, G70, 1. The next block, as I have been telling, that you have to take the to the home position, because by mistake, suppose if you now suppose by mistake in the previous cycle or somebody has changed the tool, and that tool, suppose if it is here only at this position, and your first block, see how risky it is and how the accident happens. Let's assume that this tool setter has come and he has changed the tool tip, and the tool is here only, that is turret is here. Now here the first block, very first block is M06 tool change. So यहाँ पे now it is tool change will happen, and what will happen, tool change happen में it will dash the workpiece. So it will damage the turret, it will damage the tool, it will damage the workpiece also. So that's why the second block should be or first block should be taken to the reference position. Now if the tool is here, then the reference position will be somewhere here. So you have to say G28, G91, X0, Y0, Z0. So that is what is your reference position, home position. And then you say M06, T01, 01. M06 is nothing but tool change, then tool number 1, and then 01. So that is, you take the offset, tool offset library, which is written against 1. So tool number 1 and offset is taken from first row. And G94, you know, it is feed rate in millimeter per minute. G94 is nothing but the feed rate in millimeter per minute. Now here the spindle is rotating counterclockwise. Clockwise and counterclockwise, it depends where the operator is, where the tool is, whether the tool is here or tool is at the back. That is one thing. And again, it also depends upon how the tool is mounted, whether the tool is mounted upside down or downside up. So that will decide how the workpiece should rotate. Okay, now let us say in this case it is M04 S600. Hmm. Now here it is rotating. We are not using G97. That means here it is rotating at fixed RPM. Whatever may be the diameter, the spindle will rotate at 600 RPM only. It is not constant surface speed. If you want to use constant surface speed, then you must use G96. Otherwise, it will take, by default, it will take G97. So when to use constant surface speed, that is G96, whenever you want to maintain a constant surface speed. Like say tool is cutting here and I am using carbide tool. So if you want to use the tool properly, if you want to get the best out of the tool, then you have to use the correct cutting speed. So for the carbide, the cutting speeds are 150 meters per minute. So for 150 meters per minute, and as per this diameter 50, whatever RPM is coming, you have to use that RPM. Then only you will get a proper, finish. It is what is called as the optimal use of the tool. But there are some cases where you need to use constant RPM. Like in case of threading, the workpiece RPM should not change in all subsequent cuts. Like you are taking 2 cuts, 3 cuts, 4 cuts. Your RPM should remain fixed. In constant surface speed, what will happen? As your diameter changes, like you are taking number of cuts, first the tool is here, then it is cutting like this. So as the diameter goes on reducing or increasing, your RPM will change because you are using G96. But in case of threading, your RPM should not change. You must use the same RPM in the subsequent cuts. And second thing is in threading, the diameter difference is not much. Like suppose if you are say using M20 by 2 mm, so major diameter is 20 and minor diameter is 18, isn't it? So from 20 to 18 there is not much diameter variation. So you can use a constant speed. And if you try to use variable speed, then there will be a difference in the pitch. You will get a different pitch. So that's why for threading tapping, you use a constant RPM, a fixed RPM. Use a fixed RPM. Okay, so now another mistake in this line is G00X0Z0. So now initially the tool is at home position. Now from here it comes rapidly. Where it comes rapidly, X0 and Z0. Now where is your Z0? Z0 is on this face and X0 is on the center line. So now it is going to come rapidly and it's going to hit this Z0. So as I told that here should not be Z0, should be Z2. So that means the tool will come rapidly and position at a distance of 2 mm from this face. Then you can bring the tool in field X0 के बाद. Then You say G01 Z0 F30. So you already inserted two blocks here. Okay. So I'll do it for you. That is say G40. You can say G80. You can say G71. You say G90. And another is G. Of course, end of block is there. And next is your G28 and G91 X0. There is no Y in length, so you will write Z0. And here we will say instead of Z0, we will say Z2. Now we'll bring the tool in feed. So G01 is O. G01 Z0. Now the tool will touch the face and let us say F30. Okay, so this is here X0 Z0. Now from that point it will go to X50. X50 is this. Remember, this is diametrical programming. You are not supposed to do radial programming. There is no radial programming in lathe. So you should not write X25. You have to write X50. So that is this diameter. Okay, G01 X50 F30. The rest of the things are simple. It goes to this point, that is G01 Z minus 40, that is this. So G01 X0 Z0, then यहाँ से X50, then Z minus 40, and then what will be the next? It will be X80, G01 X80. Okay, then next block will be G01 Z minus 60, 40 plus 20. That is G01 Z minus 60. Then G01 X100. Alright, that is this. Then G01 Z minus 100. Okay, so now the tool has come till this point. Then we are moving the tool rapidly. That is G00 X120. Okay, X120 means tool will move rapidly. Okay, X120. So there will be a difference of 10 mm radially between the tool tip and the diameter. Then now moment you say X120, here you can stop the spindle because now finished, isn't it? So M05. Then G00 Z10. Here you can stop the full line M09. So now G00 Z10 में tool has come 10 millimeter away from this face, and then you can say M30, or you can use this Control C और आप इसको reference में लेके जाओ. Alright, G28, and then finally reset and rewind. Alright, so this was a major mistake here. This this was a major mistake because earlier it was Z0 and you are moving the tool rapidly, so it's going to hit the workpiece. So that was a simple program. Now again, this is a bit complicated program, CNC lathe में. You have this one radius and then another radius. This is what is shown is jaws of the chuck. ये chuck के jaws है, chuck jaws. hmm? Chuck jaws. You need to do something called as the jaws boring. You have to bore the jaws, and that's why we take soft jaws. Why we need to do boring of the jaws? So that it exactly corresponds to diameter of the workpiece, so that your workpiece will run true with reference to the spindle. And if you are using soft jaw, then you need to turn this diameter beforehand. So that is what is called the setup one. So we just take a skin cut here, and these skin cuts can be taken on automat or on lathe machine. So what we do moment you receive a bar, okay, what we do a rub bar, suppose uh, a black bar, suppose if we receive, then what we do, we take a cut on the hacksaw, we cut it into pieces 140, maybe 145, then we take it to the automat or lathe machine and we just take a light cut on this diameter and we do a face cut on this so that this side can be inserted on CNC machine, because we don't use CNC machine just for pacing and for turning. CNC machines are used for accuracy or complex shapes like this. And hard jaws are used for rough surfaces, for holding the rough surfaces. Like suppose you have castings or you have forgings, the surfaces are rough. So those surfaces has to be hold into the hard jaws. Hard jaws has got good grip and they are hard. So your workpiece will not fly off when you are doing machining. And soft jaws, and what is the disadvantage, that hard jaws will give the impression of the jaws on the workpiece. It will cut the impression. Hmm. That's why we cannot use machined surface to hold it in a hard jaws, because now this is machine, say if this side is finished and you are holding it in a hard jaw, then hard jaw will create an impression, so the finish of this surface will be damaged. So again, now here x0 z0, we are going to do it, we are going to take it on this surface, then you make a table. If you are using number of tools, two tools or three tools, normally we ask only simple programming example having radius. Usually it doesn't have any grooves or threading operations, because that much competency you will not get uh, in this short duration. So again, now as usual, this is your program number O00005, 4-digit number, starting with O. On some control it starts with P, some control it starts with O, some control it doesn't require O or P, directly you can say 00. And so it depends upon the control. Again, as I said, now since here it is not shown, I think here the X0 and Z0 is here only. So this is how the examiner gets confused if you don't show the program 0 point. The first block will be cancellation of the offsets. That is, as I said, this G40, G80, G71. Let's copy that. This is what is your safe programming. So G40, G80, G71, G90. Then next block is you're taking it to the home position. Hmm. Then something wrong here. This is block is wrong. And now T404. So there will be mistake. There will be an error because you are not use the tool change code. So you must use M06. So if you simply write T404, you will lose mark. Hmm? Because tool indexing will not happen. So you must write here M06. So that was a major mistake in this program. So M06. Now T4 means tool change will happen and tool number 4 will come. See now in this particular program it doesn't make any mistake, any you know because why? There is only one tool, isn't it? So once it is indexed, it remains permanently. And that's was the reason that M06 was not written. So once you have manually indexed it, it remains same throughout for number of pieces because that's only one tool. But but in the examination it will not be allowed. You must use M06. So tool number 4, that is tool change will happen, and this is your offset. Then G50 S2000, some control it is G50. Yesterday Nadar was asking. Uh, G50 is nothing but the spindle lock, spindle preset. So whatever may be the diameter, whatever small diameter may be, the spindle speed will not increase beyond 2000. Spindle speed will not increase beyond 2000. That's the so that is the locking condition we have given to the spindle, in order to, you know, so that the accidents can be prevented, so that mm, accidents will not happen. Then next is your G96. G96 is your constant surface speed. Now this is 200. Remember, this 200 is not RPM. I am again and again telling. When you are using in conjunction with G96, it is nothing but the surface, nothing but the cutting velocity, S200. So now when you are using G96 S200, the control will calculate the RPM as per this cutting speed, as per the diameter. So control, now you control knows where the tool is. If the tool is here, okay, tool point is here. Control knows what is the dimension of this point from the center line, and it calculates the RPM. So if the tool is quite away, the RPM will be less, isn't it? Because the diameter is big, and as the tool comes in progressively, the RPM will start increasing. Whoa, like that. RPM, because the diameter is reducing. So obviously the RPM is increasing. V is equal to pi dr. Then G99 is returned to the reference position. Now F.2. Now here it is M millimeter per revolution. So you must use G95. Otherwise it doesn't understand. Here you must write G95. That means the feed is in millimeter per revolution. Again there is a mistake here. Now M4, M8, my god, M200, is not allowed. Is not allowed. So let's say M3. That is nothing but your spindle rotation clockwise. Hmm. Then now G0 X69.282 and Z2. This happens to be correct because this diameter is 69.282 and it is Z2. So 2 millimeter from this face. Like 69.282 and 2 millimeter from this face. Then G01 Z minus 20. So now this machining is happening. Z minus 20. G01 Z minus 20. Alright. Now G3. G3. Now how the tool is moving like this. So what is the direction of this? Like this it is, isn't it? So it is counterclockwise. So I must use G03. If it is like this, it is clockwise. So this is your counterclockwise. Right? So what is the syntax for clockwise and counterclockwise? You have to give the endpoints and radius. Right? So now endpoints of this arc. So that is this point. So this point and this point is in the same line. So what is the coordinate of this point? X 69.282 and Z is how much? 20, 20, 20. Z is 60. So it should be G03 X 69.282 and Z minus 60. And radius. What is the radius? The radius is 40. So R40. Alright. So G03 or simply G3 also you can write. So you may be wondering कि सर कभी G1 बोलता है कभी G01 बोलता है, doesn't matter it is whether it is G1 or G01. So this is your Z03 or G3 X69.282, that is the end point, Z minus 60 and R is 40. Okay, now this. So this is now your clockwise interpolation. So that will be represented by G02 clockwise. That will be G02. Alright. So again, endpoints. So endpoints will be this point is again in same line with this. So again x will be 69.282 and what will be the z? Z will be this is 60 and this is 40 so 100 and radius is again same that is r is 40. So it looks difficult but actually it is simple. Hmm? So now in this case how it will be? It will be G02 x 69.282 then z will be minus 100 and r 40, right? G02 or G2 x 69.282 z minus 100 and r 40. Here even if you don't write this 69.282 it is fine because this is same. See what happens now, it always stores in the buffer the previous point, but to be on safer side it is always good practice, huh? So now z minus 100 and r40. So now the tool is here. Now we'll take this tool till here. So now 20 20 20, so that is 40 and 100 and we'll just go little ahead, huh? You have to see, you have to take care that your tool doesn't hit this face, otherwise this face of the jaw will be damaged or your tool will break, tool will also get damaged. So it has been taken just 5 mm ahead, 5 mm ahead. So 105 z minus 105. All right. Then G0x150. Now instead of taking G0x150, it is better that you also write Z also. So you say X150 and you also say Z. Hmm? So we can say Z100. Huh? So that means tool is moving away from the face. Tool is moving away from the face. So G00X150, Z10, and if you wish, so here you can write Z10 in the same block or you can write G0X150 also. Both are right. So I'll stop the spindle now here, M05. In here I will stop the coolant, that is M09. And before I reset and rewind, I'll take the tool to the reference position or parking position. This is what is your reference position is. And then next is your M30, that is reset and rewind. So this six program should be enough, uh, from your examination point of view. Hmm. Only similar examples will be asked and the range will be around 8 to 10 marks. Like this is the simplest, that will be around 7 marks. And this is bit complicated. So this will be around 10 marks or maybe 12 marks. This, if I am the paper setter, then I'll give 7 marks for this, 1 mark for drawing the sketch again, then another 1 mark for showing your 0 point, then another 1 mark for table showing the tool speed car 3, and then 4 marks for this program. And this can be for the 10 marks. This will be for the 12 marks. So that is what it is. That is 3 marks for CNC lathe and 3 marks for the CNC. Sorry, three examples CNC lathe and 3 examples CNC milling. In CNC milling, it will be external profile milling or it can be external cavity milling and with the holes, with the drill holes. If I was wrong, I have made the corrections and I also told also during the lecture. Now, if you have any doubt, you please ask. Okay, now uh, I don't know whether Sahil is there or not. Yeah, Rutika. Hello, Rutika. Uh, you just go through the syllabus and let me know uh, which topic you want me to revise. Hmm. So accordingly, I will take that topic again. Which topic you have not understood? Hmm. You just let me know today itself. Hmm. You have syllabus copy, isn't it, Ritika? So you just check and let me know. Huh? Today by evening, you let me know. So I will revise that topic. If you have any doubts, you please ask. Otherwise, we can wind up today. Hmm. Yeah, thank you.